Hi guys, what is going on? This is Jaden and welcome to episode 2 of my Resonant Rise Let's Play. Now I apologise for this being like 3 or 4 weeks after the last episode. There's been a lot going on, but now it's Christmas, there's lots of time to record and I'm pretty much on the server every single day playing. Now a lot has happened since the last episode. The base has gone under a complete revamp. It's been a lot, there's been a lot of work done. The server has been updated loads. We're now Resonant Rise 2.5, which is the official stable release of Resonant Rise. This came out yesterday and it's so exciting to like have a stable version of the game like released and not be so buggy and stuff. So we're all really excited about that. Now I'm currently being a loner. I'm on the server. Oh wait, no, Lockalike is on the server. I didn't see him come on. He must have snuck on when I was setting up to record. But yeah, so it's just me and Lock on this tonight. It's quite late at night. It's like 11 o'clock at night. So I actually want to get on and show you guys what I've done and what our base is like in this episode, and then maybe get on to doing some stuff later on with some cool stuff and things and bits and bobs like that. So what has changed? Well, for one, I'm mainly playing on my own at the moment. Sam is really busy with schoolwork, so because he's got all his exams coming up since it's the end of the year and so on. So he won't be around for a couple episodes. He should be on as soon as he breaks up for Christmas, which I'm looking forward to because I need some help. Let's say so. I'm not the best builder in the world. I'm trying, but I'm getting better, I think, hopefully. But yeah, let's get on with what we've done. So if we look behind me here, you didn't see that. This is my backup power generation. Now what we've got here is we had this massive mountainous biome behind us. I can't remember what biome is this called. This is the canyon biome. So this has actually got a bank of windmills, wind turbines, which is generating power and sending them into our dimensional transceiver here, which is the Ender IO equivalent of a energy tesseract. Which actually, thinking about it, are they still in here? Wait, hold on. Yeah, you've got a tesseract there. They are still here. I've actually not seen a single person on the server using them. Interesting. I'm getting distracted. So yeah, that is sending power down to our base as the backup power source. So this is what our AE system runs on. So are you ready for the grand reveal? Now, still a work in progress because obviously Sam's not been on. But if we turn around, whack-a-boom, check that bad boy out. Now this is now our base that we live in. So let's go ahead and fly off down here. Now just quickly before I fly off, I have myself a goggles of Jaden, and we've got ourselves a power armor. Now I've literally built this today because I was tired of using the silly old IC2 jetpack. So this has got a jetpack, I've got sprint and jump assist, and I've also got shock absorbers. So I've got no fall damage, sprint assist, and what's it called? I actually can't remember the name of what it's called. Jump assist. And then we also have ourselves a jetpack, so we can actually fly around all over the place now a lot better than we could with the IC2 jetpack. So we haven't actually got a gate yet. We've just got this massive wall, which is I was trying to get rid of all the snow here by placing torches, but I got bored of doing that. So, but yeah, what we're doing is actually I've spent quite a while replacing all of the ice in here with this origin grass, which is no snow actually doesn't settle on it, which is pretty cool. I've got actually maybe it does. I think it settles on dirt, but unless all the torches stop it settling, I'm not sure. But also mobs don't spawn on this, which is pretty cool. So we've got all this, and I'm eventually going to be placing that all over the ice. So here is our blacksmith. This was kind of a work in progress last episode. We don't actually use this. It's just kind of a look like it looks cool. We're not actually going to keep this here, I don't think. It is pretty ugly in comparison to the rest of the build and does not fit in at all. But we've actually still got all these metals and stuff in here, so I'm actually going to take them with me because we actually don't need them up here, we need them downstairs. So yeah, we've got this. Then this is where all our this is where I kind of set up the machines, and here we had a blast furnace and coal coke oven, and obviously we had all that basic AE system here just to keep running, in which we had the capacitor bank and the wind turbines were down here. So this is kind of like all the leftovers of what I haven't moved down into our actual inside base yet. So let's get on with that. Oh, you'll understand what that is in a minute. So here we go, this is our actual base, this is the tower. The blue, I did that, it looks ugly, I hate it, I'm going to get rid of it, don't worry. But yeah, so we've got this massive tower here, which looks stupidly sexy on the inside. I love it. We're still need to figure out what we're going to do with it, but obviously Sam hasn't been on in the past 2-3 weeks, so I haven't actually been able to do much with it. But so if we come here into the tower, we have this massive tunnel here, which leads to our what's it called, enhanced portal. Now this is very much like if you've seen the TV show Stargate. This is like the ice gate that they had in the Antarctic in Stargate SG-1, one of the later episodes, like in the 3rd or 4th season, I believe. Now, Akko showed this in his video, and he was like very Stargatey, which is kind of the theme we were going for, considering we're in like an ice biome, and you can like see obviously out the sky and stuff. So if we actually go back out here, oh, I love this jetpack so much. The tunnel actually goes underneath the ice here, like you don't see it. It looks like it blends in, and then you've obviously got, you can see into the gate down there, which is one of my favourite things about this base. Now, unfortunately, enhanced portals for me are pretty buggy and laggy and such, and they do crash me quite a lot. So I don't use these super often. I try to avoid them as much as possible. So I've been using link books to get around places, and then obviously I have to dial back here to get back because there are no following link books anymore. So enough with the show and tell up here. Let's get on and head downstairs. Ready? You ready for this, guys? It's pretty cool. So we're going to face this way, and we'll hit shift on the elevator. Go boom. Voila. Ta-da. Welcome to my base. Now I'm calling this whole base the tower because it's very vertical and so on. Let's just close this door here. Right, so this is the tower. Now this is the central hub, I'm going to call this, I think. If you guys can come up with a better name, leave it in the comments below because I'm still working on names. Now this is all built by me, like my building skills, so I think it looks quite nice. It's getting like a lot better than what my building skills used to be. I've got like all the machines in the little bays down here. There used to be a bed here and such, like my bed's in the corner now. But so that's that. Right, so over here we have our sexy AE system, which I didn't realise you could actually colour the crafting terminals and the fluid terminals and all the storage monitors and stuff. But if you put a certain colour, if you put like colour the ME cable, you can right click it and it will turn into that colour. And with the storage monitors, you put the cable behind it, a certain colour, and it will do that. Now also, if you right click them with a conversion matrix, you can actually then right click, if you shift right click with a conversion matrix, sorry, you can then right click and actually use them like barrels and take the items out. So they've got a stack of cobble, then you can shift right click to put it back in, which is pretty cool. So I've been slowly converting these all over. See the ones with the white in the corners? Like these ones don't have white in it, these ones do, so you can actually use these storage monitors to take the items out, which is pretty cool. So yeah, we've got all our gems and jewels over here, we've got the block equivalents underneath, then we've got the actual items on the top. I see I've got a rather large amount of coal and lapis. Bear in mind I've got 201 lapis blocks and 2,600 lapis. It's so much. I think I'm like, yeah, I just love lapis. It's my pride, which is, it's been useful because I've now got like fortune 3 on like all my tools and stuff. Because it's just wonderful, isn't it? I just love this game so much. I've been playing it so much recently. Like literally wake up in the morning, Minecraft, play it till like 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed, Minecraft when I wake up. It's good fun. I love it. And this mod pack just has so much variety in it. So, and speaking of variety, this is one of the things I love about the new AE Applied Logistics and the mod called Extra Cells. Now Extra Cells adds in fluid storage for Applied Logistics. So if we right click this little bad boy here, you can see it's storing fluids. So in here we've got 5,405, wait, hold on, 545 buckets of creosote oil. Obviously it's in millibuckets here. And next to it we have 675 millibuckets of deuterium. So that's being stored in here, and that's being stored in these. They're ME4K fluid storage. So they can store up to 5 types of fluid each, and for each byte is 250 millibuckets. Wait, hold on, no, they're on. No, yeah, I think that is right actually. The conversion is something like that. So I'm actually storing the liquids in there, so I can just access this. Say I want to get a bucket of deuterium, you click on deuterium, put the bucket there, and it will pop out here. Or if you have loads of deuterium, you can put it in here, and it will get stored in the terminal. And obviously, the more storage you have, you can put more in here. So you can put like water, lava. You can put all the different liquids from Tinker's Construct in here. I'm just in love with this mod and what it can do. I literally started using it yesterday. No, maybe the day before, I'm not sure. But it's amazing. So I've got import buses underneath the coke ovens here, which is just ultimately pumping the creosote oil out of there into the AE system, which is so cool. I'm just in love with that mod. Then I've got the same for deuterium, so I'm storing all my deuterium, which is from Atomic Science, which I will be showing you very shortly. So we've got all this, pretty simple. We've got our partition editor here because obviously I've got a lot of cobble and dirt, so I've made it so I've got a single drive for both of them. Got a self-charge pad on the floor, which is pretty cool. I can just stand on that and it will charge me up. Now here's one thing I love about Ender.io is this. Check this out. We have all our power and conduits running underneath around the edge here. Now I've ran it all around the edge here so I can hook machines up all the way along here and it will actually keep them running. So I'm thinking of putting machines all the way along on the top here, so on top of these, and having like pathways in the middle and stuff. And literally this is a power cable running all the way through from this dimensional transceiver, which is receiving power from the wind turbines. So the wind up on the big mountain where we started is coming from here, going from there to here, sorry, and then that's running all underneath and through here. Now this is obviously sitting on top of one of the cables, so that's where it's getting its power from, which is pretty cool. And anything you attach on top of these conduit facades, which I painted up using the painter block. Speaking of painter block, we can actually, nothing in there, let's destroy that. And I actually need a place to put the painter, so let's go grab the painter. Let's just search up painter, there we go. Oh, boom. Actually, let's just stick all this stuff in here for now. Which way I wanted to put it in the first place, just haven't done it yet. Right, there we go. See the painter down here with the rest of the Ender.io machines, and the induction smelter there. There we go, right, get rid of that. So now all you do is you stick conduit facades in here, and then you put the block you want to paint it to in there. It'll pop out, and it'll give you the facade of that colour. And you simply right click it on the cable, and it does that. Then when you use a certain wrench, so either a Yeta wrench, or like an Omni wrench, or Crescent hammer, or for me I'm using a Redstone Arsenal, what's it called, battle wrench, which is pretty cool. And so you can use this to like see through the conduits and actually edit the cables through the conduits, which is one of my favourite things to do. So what I've got here is I've got anything that goes out of the sag mill or the alloy smelter, immediately gets taken out using the empowered item conduits and gets put straight into my AE system. And you can have item conduits, liquid conduits, redstone cable and energy conduits all running in the same block, which is one of my favourite things about Ender.io. It's just such a cool thing to be able to do, and it like requires space, and it actually feels like you're really like wiring something up because you can like put it behind walls and stuff and it looks normal. So that's that. Right, let's go through here. This is the door to kind of the back area. Let's come out here and we've got all of this, which kind of looks pretty complicated but kind of simple at the same time. So first things first, that's my ME controller. So the power is going from the dimensional transceiver there, which is coming out, and that's just powering the ME system. And as you can see, I put a conduit facade back here as well because you can see through the dimensional transceiver. But actually looking at this now, you can still see through it. But yeah, so that's that. Then that's just where to start. Right, okay. Up here, this is the fluid terminal here. What I've got is an ender tank. Now, actually, no wait, I'm thinking about this. I'll show you that when I show you my atomic science stuff because it's related to that. So here's the basic quarry. Now, I've got two quarries set up in the mining age Echo setup, and they're just feeding straight into the ender chest, which is feeding straight into the ME interface here, which is just putting it all straight into the system. Now here, in my ME interface here, I have the empowered item conduit connected to this. Now this is exporting all the ores, so iron, ferrous, tin, below. We have two ferrous in there, we don't need that. Gold, silver, lead and copper. That just exports any of those items it gets into there, into the conduits, sends them into here where it's seeing on the conduit. Oh, if I can right click it. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's telling to insert any of these ores, which it will then insert them into the pulverizer, which is doing there. It got an item to pulverize, and then it will do that, and then it will send it up to the redstone furnace, and then on the back here, more empowered item conduits, which is just set to extract anything that's in there. That will come down and it will go send back into the ME interface, which then puts it back in here, which is like kind of the simplest. Now the reason it's not the the ingot isn't getting put back into the pulverizer is because these conduits are only set to insert these. So it's not an infinite loop, but we'll insert them, take them out, and it will send it all the way back into the system. Which is what I love about Ender.io. Again, it's all within one block, and it's just the best way to process stuff. Right round here, these are the blue cables. So the blue cables are hooked up to these storage monitors, making it blue. Now what else have we got back here? Right, this round here, if we just go around, is just the back of the coke ovens and the blast furnace. So we've got liquid, fluid, fluid import buses underneath the coke ovens, which send the fluid. It basically exports the fluid out of the coke oven, sends it along the cable into the AE system, and because obviously the storage monitors are connected to that cable, it's just going to send it all the way along here into there. And then underneath all that, if you saw, we've got ourselves a blast furnace. We actually got normal. Oh, I can't fly properly. Here we go. We've got normal import buses underneath there, which take the coke coal out of there and put it into the blast furnace brick with an export bus. So basically the blast furnace gets stored. One thing about this, I haven't got creative flight yet because I prefer having the jetpack to creative flight because it just gets annoying. So if we go and have a look, basically the coal is being put into here by hoppers, so I can just put as much as I want in, and then the coke gets coal, sorry not coke, yeah, we're making drugs guys, let's do it, let's snort some white powder. It is Christmas after all, let's have a white Christmas. Kids are probably watching this, so I probably shouldn't be saying this stuff. Oh well, kids, don't do drugs, they're bad for you. And then, anyway, moving swiftly on, okay, so the coke coal gets pulled out of the coke oven into the AE system. The AE system then puts it into the blast furnace and keeps this full of coal coke, so I can make as much steel as I want. So let's stick some more iron in there, because obviously now you need 2 stacks of coal coke to make a stack of steel, which is kind of annoying, so I've been using a different way to make steel, but instead of that one going just as kind of backup. I think that is pretty much everything in here done, except for back here. So this is what I've been working on the past few days. Now if you're watching Akko's videos recently, you'll know he's been into the mod Witchery. So if we come back here, oh, I need to replace that. So let's come in here, and this is my witcher. This is my like a witch's lair, I guess. So in here we've got ourselves some dirt, growing some flowers. We've got belladonna, and we have mandrake. So this is all kind of working like that. Here we've got ourselves a poppet shelf with a earth protection poppet on. So basically this, if I die from fall damage, it will destroy the poppet, and then I'll keep my full health. And that's pretty useful. You can either have it in your inventory or you can store it on these, and they will work. Now I've got resistant fall damage, I don't actually need that, so I can make some more things like fire can't be killed. Like there's some amazing stuff you can make in this mod. So if we look in here, look at all this different stuff we've got. We've got like all these chalks and attuned stones and ghast tears and different trees, rowan, hawthorn, alder, whatever it's called. It's very, very cool stuff, and it's kind of what I've been getting into recently. So we've got ourselves some witches ovens here. I'm not going to go into like how it all works. You can watch Akko's video for that. And then in here is where we have our altar. And this is what I was working on last night. I was building this room. Now I think this room looks really nice. It's very fitting with the witch's hut. I want to put some windows in with maybe some glowstone behind or something like that, so it gives it kind of that outside feel. Now you may notice as well, I haven't done the roofs on any of these. Like I haven't done the roof in here, or in here, or even in here I haven't done the roof yet, because I'm still not sure what I want to do with the roofs and like how they're going to play out. But yeah, so this is my altar. Now this has got like roughly 3,000 power in it. And recently I've been trying to do the summoning, what they call summoning rites. So I'll be getting like summoning demons and stuff, so I can become a necromancer, which is kind of what I'm going to do, because they have some very, very badass robes here, which we want to make. And to get that I need a necromantic stone, which requires lots of different like rituals and stuff, which is kind of what I've been trying to work to recently. But obviously this is very, very trial and error. You have to do lots of different stuff, so most of this will be off camera. I might do an episode on it at one point when I get some cool stuff like potions and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, this is kind of the biggest magic, like the furthest I've got ever into a magic mod. I've done a bit of Thorncraft, but not much. But I'm really loving this mod. It feels really it really floats my boat, like what I'm interested in, I guess. So that's kind of my witchery place. I need to make a better entrance for that. I might do that later on. So yeah, right, that is this floor done. Let's go down. So ignore the fact that this is a crappy little room. You need to go down 2 floors. And boom. Voila. Now, if you've watched any of the recent server videos from any of the guys from Sice or Dave or who else does video, Akko, or even Bevo, you'll know that at Spawn they have a fusion reactor. Now, I thought this was pretty cool. I really wanted to get into a decent source of power, so I thought I'd make myself a fusion reactor. Now, why is this empty? That cannot be good. That is supposed to be full. Anyway, I'll have a look at that later, but basically this is my fusion reactor. So what's going on here is, over in the sea, if we look at the map here, over, you can see where the kind of square in the water is in the top left, like the little wheat. Now just a bit further along from that and then down underwater is my deuterium factory. Now in there we have ourselves 4 of these. I'm going to turn that sound down because that's rather loud. There we go. I apologise if that was really loud for you guys. But down there we have ourselves 8 chemical extractors. Now these chemical extractors, they take water in and they put deuterium out. So what I've got is the water is going into the chemical extractor, it's producing deuterium, which is being sent to an ender tank. Then the ender tank, up we go. There we go. The ender tank is behind here with a liquid fluid import bus, which is sending it straight into the fluid terminal. So my deuterium I'm creating is being stored in here, and as you can see, it's going up or down because it's being used downstairs. But it's actually, I'm generating enough to like keep generating more, and then like without running out. So I've got 696 buckets worth of deuterium, and you can put 20 buckets worth into the fusion reactor at a time. So down there in the middle, just underneath there, is a fusion reactor, which is being fed liquid deuterium from this cable. This cable is running all the way from the top, obviously. That is connected, that's just a bug. So this cable is running all the way down here, along to here, putting the fluid export bus, exporting the liquid into the Certus tank from extra cells. And then that's kind of like a backup buffer storage for it, which is then being put into the fusion reactor, which is generating, actually, we can probably go in here, you can see that the fusion reactor down there, you can just see it, there we go, deuterium, 20,000, is producing all of this purple liquidy stuff, which is heating up electromagnets, which is heating up the water. Then on the edges, if we actually can find some, if I can get out of here, these things, so right underneath these steam funnels is water. Now this water is being boiled because it's the hot electromagnets, and then steam is being produced. Now you don't actually need to have the steam funnels, but I believe they increase the efficiency. So they go all the way around the edge here, and then we have our massive 9x9 3x3 reactor turbines, which were, you've got 9 turbines, reactor turbines, right click the middle one and it becomes a big one, and that's generating the power for us. So that's using steam to spin the turbines up, which generates power. Now this generates roughly 7,100 redstone flux per tick, I believe. It can fill up a resonant, the biggest resonant energy cell, in about 2 minutes. So if we just go underneath the actual turbine here, you can see that deuterium, that's the reactor. Now it's actually powering itself, it needs power to run. So it's generating power, the power's going out the top to the, where is it? So this thing, the dimensional transceiver, which is my fusion reactor power, which is then also being sent down here to power it. So it's powering itself. And we've got ourselves a resonant energy cell here, which is at full power, is the backup battery to kickstart it when it needs to be kickstarted. So let's figure out, I'll show you how quickly these things fill up, if I can get it to work. Why are you not working, mister? Oh, I know why. Right, so this is pretty much empty, right? 8,500 redstone flux. This stores 2 million normally. We turn it on. Look, seriously, that's how much power it's generating. And it's generating that super quickly. And it's generating this amount of power whilst running 2 quarries at max speed. So this fusion reactor also powers my quarries. So look at that, and literally 15 seconds, full power. I'm just in love with how much power this generates. Now, I'm actually going to build 4 of these, so you guys are actually going to get to see me build them, because I want to get a lot of power. I want to have literally bays and bays of energy cells just full of power. So I'm going to have one here, I'm going to have one over here, and another one down there, and another one down there. So it's going to be like a massive walkway down here, which you can just walk down past these fusion reactors. And obviously I want to pretty this all up underneath here, because it looks pretty rough and dodgy. Alright, so I'm going to stop the episode here, guys. I'm going to see what time we're at, and then I'm going to decide whether or not to carry on. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're at like 25 minutes-ish, so I'm actually going to wrap the episode up here. I'm starting to sound like Direwolf. I don't know why I said that. I was thinking of Direwolf when I said it. But just quickly to show you guys that this is the model of my fusion reactor downstairs. This is the actual size of the reactor itself. So all these stone blocks are the electromagnets. So if I destroy that, you see in the middle it's got the tunnel here, which is where all the stuff goes. But yeah, let me show you quickly as well before we finish up my badass the Master Mark II. Now I had one of these originally, but I didn't have the right enchants in it, so it broke and stuff. Now Akko was kind enough to let me use his osmotic, is it osmotic or osmatic? Osmatic enchanter, I'll just say that for now. And what I got was, I made myself one of the, really look up Redstone Arsenal. Now Redstone Arsenal is the reboot of Omni Tools from the COFH team, which is the same team that does thermal expansion. Now they recreated the mod and they came out with Redstone Arsenal. Now you need a lot of stuff to do this. So you need fluxed electrum ingots, which if you look at the recipe for that is fluxed electrum blend plus pyrotheum dust. So this is all like electrum blend with destabilized redstone in the transposer and all this sort of stuff. And I made myself a flux infused battle wrench. Now this bad boy is amazing. It runs off of power and not durability. And what I did was I actually enchanted it. Now on its own it does 7 damage, 6 attack and 1 flux damage, you can see there. But I added sharpness 5, looting 3 and fire aspect 2 to it. And it, let's just say it kills things fairly well. Now I've got a magnum torch in the middle, so there won't be any mobs super close. So if we just have a wander over here, oh look, there's some moonstone there. Any mobs that fancy dying tonight? Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Right, now I've actually got to be careful because I actually haven't got any armour if you look on the left, bottom left. Although I do have, oh, what's this? Someone moving into my house? Don't know how I feel about this. Someone is stealing my place. What tree is this? Magenta stained. Okay. Right, let's try and find just one bad guy when you want one. Hello. Why is it when they're everywhere when you don't want them? But then, ah, cow. Unwilling suspect. Boom. Hello. Boom. Yep, cow, come here. There we go. 1 hit kill. Boom. And it gives me the raw, obviously, the cooked meat straight away, which is pretty cool. But if we also have a look, you can empower it by clicking V. Now empowering this is pretty cool. You do that. Boom. Empowered. Now what that does is adds an extra 3 flux damage and uses 800 RF per use instead of the normal 200. So it's either quell mode or empower mode. Now I keep it in quell mode because obviously I don't need it to kill people super quickly. I use it as my sword, as my weapon, as well as a wrench, which is kind of what I love about it. It works as both things. Now I've actually, there we go, lost where my base was then because I don't actually have a waypoint yet. So before I finish up, let's go ahead and come over here. We're going to hit a waypoint up if the world wants to generate. There we go. I just love looking at this from a view. It looks awesome when the chunks load. Come on, there we go. It just looks so sexy, and just I'm so amazed with like how it looks. Right. Let's call this the tower. We'll put this as a kind of goldy colour. Yeah, there we go. Done. Oh yeah, look at that, going right up the middle of the tower. It's the tower. Da, 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 da. Check that out. So when this is all full of the grass, which it should be my next episode, I'm probably going to do that tonight. It's just going to look so good. And once the tower's built, once we've got a gate on there and everything. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Be sure to go check out the Resonant Rise Let's Plays of the other guys on the channel, Akko, Bevo, Sice, Dave, and go check out the Google Plus community. And obviously Resonant Rise is now at a stable release, 2.5. So if you want to play along, go and download that. and I will see you guys later.